Hey guys, it's Green Day Bowser. Here's my first speed build, I guess you can say, but I didn't really build this. This is actually a place from, I believe, Starlight Shores. This is one of the prefab homes, and I was like, okay, let's start with a renovation since I don't really want to completely start with a build. This is slower than my Creative Sims usually are. My Creative Sims are always at ×8, and this is at ×4. I was going to make it ×8, but then I was like, but then this video is only 4 minutes long, and I'm like, okay, let's make this longer. So I figured it would be better if it was slower, because then you could actually see what I was doing. So I did this earlier today, or earlier this morning, but now I'm actually recording the commentary for it. Obviously post, because, you know, I built this earlier, or renovated this earlier. So I'm just getting I started with all the siding and like everything, because I did, and then I did the flooring out here, and I couldn't decide what kind of wood to use, but then I ended up going with the light wood, and Creative Style did not want to cooperate today, so I had some problems trying to get the stairs to Creative Style. And it was fun, because I was like, there's too many problems going on here. But yeah. I was originally thinking of just putting music over all of this and like not commentating, but I felt like I guess I should somewhat explain what I was doing and explain why this is a speed build but not really a speed build, because it wasn't a build. And yeah, before you say you missed a patch of wall, I realized, and I fixed it because I saw after I deleted the plant that it was gone. But then I go and I do the inner section and I wall it off and stuff, and I do all the different coloring of everything, and I kind of mess around with some of this. It was getting a little irritating. This isn't to my best work, but that's because I didn't build it myself. Like I said, it's just a renovation model, so I kind of felt like keeping somewhat the same, but not really. And I mean, I kind of BS'd this one because it's just kind of, I was kind of in a rush to get some sort of building thing up, even though this is more of a let's furnish than a let's build. I'll never go in depth and do a full Let's Build a House series like SimSupply did, where I build it real time, because that would take way too long. And I mean, it only takes me a couple days to build my houses. But I will do speed builds starting soon. I was going to do it a while ago, and I just never did. I've never used that floor before until today, fun fact, and it honestly did not come out to my expectations. I went and recolored it, and it looked better, but still wasn't good enough, in my opinion. And so, yeah. And then I ended up fixing the floor a bit, and then I tried to create a style of the floor, and it still did not do what I wanted, and so I kind of sucked it up and left with it. This video is only 10 minutes long, but it actually took me 40 minutes just to do this. I know, that's sad. All I did was furnish it, and it took me 40 minutes, but I guess it's because I really wanted to make this look good, and I still don't feel like it looks good. Like, I feel like it looks kind of bad, but I thought, hey, let's put it up anyway. At least so that you can see the difference when I do actually build a house between the stuff that I furnish and the stuff that I build. Because this was built this way already. All the walls and everything are the same. The only thing I replaced were the doors and the windows and the furniture. So I didn't change the wall patterns or anything. I only added a half wall somewhere, and you'll see it when I actually start furnishing that I did add a half wall, but that's it. It's just a way to kind of split off the living room from the kitchen. And I could not decide what chandelier to use, but then I went with that one. And then I couldn't decide what light to use in the kitchen. I was going to use future lights, and then I was like, no. And then I was going to use Showtime lights, and then I was like, no. So it took me a while, and then I ended up using, I think I used those. Those are from Pets, and yeah, I used those. And then I picked counters from Base Game, actually. So yeah, those are Base Game counters. I didn't bother recoloring them because I didn't feel like it. And I used the future fridge, because why not? It's not the best, but it's not the worst. And then I used the future oven. Well, I ended up not using it, but I wanted to. So I ended up using the, I think that's a Base Game oven, actually. No, wait, I used the late night one. And then I used the industrial sink. No, I used the future sink. And then I put a dishwasher in and that trash compactor, but then I saw one of the modded ones I got, and so I decided to see what that looked like in a counter, even though I wasn't going to use it. So this house has no mods in it, but it's just a renovation, so I'm probably not going to put it up. And that reminds me, I do need to put up my Sims soon. I haven't put them up. The Sims I created in the Creative Sims, especially like the ones I was decent. Like the first one wasn't as good as the rest of them, I feel like. And My friends even were kind of like, I didn't like her face, and I'm like, it's okay, because I didn't like her face either. But then the student onward were the good ones. I feel like the punk chick wasn't as good as it could have been. But anyway, this isn't a create a sim, this is a build. So here's where I added the half wall. I said that late, I added the half wall before I said that. And then I went and added the couch. Well, I couldn't decide what couch to use. I ended up using the, if you watched the create a sim I did last night, late last night, the one of Tane, I used the pattern that I used on his sweatshirt on the couch because I can. And it took forever to load, and it upset me so much because I'm like, load, and it took forever. So I feel like it took maybe 2 minutes in real time, which means it didn't even take that long here because, I mean, hey, this is speed build, but it took like 2-3 minutes real time to get that to load, and I was really frustrated. And then I couldn't decide what TV to use, and it wasn't aligned, so I moved the door because I was like, okay, I want a better TV. So I put that one in because I do like that one. And over here is where I added in, I couldn't decide what end table to use, or end table, coffee table to use. I was even thinking of using the Indian one for a bit, and then I ended up not. And I was going to use that, and then I ended up deciding to use, which one is it? The wooden one from which expansion pack? I need to find it when I load it. That one. I think that's either Generations or Base Game or something. I don't know. But the stereo is Generations. I know that. And then the plant is something. Base Game. Okay. And I wasn't planning on putting a plant there, but I did. And then I decided, hey, bookshelf. But I did not know what bookshelf to use. And I ended up going with the one by Into the Future. I already forgot, and I just furnished this earlier. And then I put candles up, and I was going to put more, and then I was like, never mind. But then I put the little reading light looking thing up there, and I feel like it was a dumb decision, but I kept it anyway. And then bedrooms. For the bedroom, I put a double bed in, because that's what it started with, even though I feel like I'm not going to really use this house for more than one person if I ever do use it, until they get a girlfriend. I used the university bed, and then I was like, wait, isn't the end table an SSX reference? And it wasn't, so I looked at the couch, and the couch was, because SSX came out around the time Generations came out. And so, like, and I was laughing, because I'm like, why didn't I put that in Tane's house? Because, I mean, he's from SSX, but, yeah. Anyway, I ended up using a lot of base game things, surprisingly. I never thought I would. And then I used the late night question mark mirror. I think that's a late night mirror. I'm not paying attention. And then the art is just scattered. I'm not even going to bother looking to see what everything's from. It's just stuff. And I ended up deleting that window. I was going to try moving it, but it wouldn't move correctly, so I just deleted the window to put the painting up over there. And I was like, hey, long painting, let's put that there. And then I put some stuff in the kitchen and in the living room just so that there was some art around. This is why I'm not really proud of it. I kind of randomly threw art together. The bathroom is a standard bathroom Into the Future, and then porcelain throne from the base game, and the French sink from the base game, because I love the French sink. It's one of my favorites, if I haven't told you that already. And then when I went to do rugs, I was like, rugs, and then I couldn't decide which ones to use, and this was when things were fun, because I was like, where should I put this rug? And I couldn't decide where to put it, and then I was like, dining table, but then it blended in with the floor, so I was like, orange one, but then I was like, never mind. And it's still there, it's just this weird yellow color. And then I couldn't decide what to put here, and then I was like, hey, let's put the round rug here. I'm using like a lot today, but that's because I don't know how to commentate. Yeah, commentate build video like this. Like, I've never done a build before. When I do my own build, it'll be fun, because I'll actually get to describe my inspiration and all that stuff. But this was honestly just to get something out there. And once again, Create a Style lagged a bunch here. It took 3-4 minutes to load. And then it ended up picking up later. I used the tie-dye again for the floor because I can. Yeah, for the rug because I felt like it, and I think that it came out somewhat decent. And then I decided I was going to use the stuff from the color scheme from the bookshelf on the rug, but then I ended up just picking a pattern, and that wasn't matching, and I was like, okay, life. And then I went through and just kind of panned all the rooms because I didn't know how fast I was speeding it up yet, but that was kind of a worthless pan. And then I showed the outside, and that was it.